Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hang on, guys. Before you make the assumption that the reason your business is not successful, you're not making money, and your business isn't growing the way you want it to, before you go and waste your hard-earned money on another mindset course and another Heal Your Inner Child course, relearning all the stuff you already know, I want you to understand this. If you're looking at the state of your therapy and coaching business right now, and you're not making money, in this video, I'm going to show you how to analyze your entire business, diagnose the real root cause as to why you're not making money, which we know is just a symptom, in the exact same way that you would find out the root cause based on the symptoms that your clients would present to. So just like working with clients, guys, we know that they're only going to give us the symptom. And we know as good therapists and coaches that we have to heal the root cause. Otherwise, the symptom will continue. The root cause will continue. So in this video, guys, I'm going to show you how to do this for your business in such a way where you can pinpoint exactly the real, that's the underlying word here, the real reason why you're not making money in your business. I'm going to show you how to rectify it, turn things around so you can actually start getting paid clients as of today. So this is going to go against most popular education stuff you've been told before. This is not about mindset. It's not about inner child. It's not about healing inner child or connecting to abundance and universe. None of that stuff is important. Let's analyze your entire business system and start working forward to getting paid clients as of today, guys. So let's go. All right, guys. So just like your therapy and coaching clients who present a symptom to you, we know as therapists and coaches that we don't fix symptoms. We know that we have to dig deep into the root cause. We fix the root cause and the symptoms take care of itself. And as a matter of fact, guys, your business is no different. So let's start with a very common symptom, probably something you have in your business right now, which is, Scott, I'm not making money. I'm not getting any clients. Don't really know what I'm doing. It seems like I'm doing all of these different things. Nothing's working. My business isn't growing. So when someone tells me this, I know this is the symptom. And 10 times out of 10, if I can diagnose that system and work backwards, diagnose the symptom and work backwards through their systems, I can find the root cause, just like any good therapist or a coach would do. So here's where the issue begins. So someone gets or has no money, no clients, business isn't growing, and they instantly jump to the conclusion that I would say 95% of the industry jumps to, and I'm here to tell you, don't. If you jump to this conclusion too quickly, or if at all, you are going to ruin everything. And all you're going to do is keep fixing the symptom after symptom after symptom, and you're going to get nothing out of your business. So what's this common thing? Well, people say, Scott, I'm not making money. I don't have any clients. My businesses are growing. It must be mindset. It must be inner child. It must be abundance blocks. It must be healing energy, all of this stuff. And I'm here to tell you it's not. So I'm going to backtrack all the way through the symptoms, guys, and I'm going to show you where these root causes are. But I want you to realize this. Sure, again, looking at the mindset inner child, this is really not your fault. This is what these other gurus are telling you. They're telling you that in order to grow your business, have money, live the life you desire, all that sort of cliche stuff they talk about, it's all about healing your mindset, your inner child, abundance blocks, and all those sorts of things. But the funny thing is that the people that are selling you these ideas that are packaged in a course or a program are actually using the 62 systems I'm about to show you. So they'll tell you it's mindset. They'll tell you it's abundance blocks. They'll tell you it's anything like this. But what they're doing is they're running a business based on symptoms. That's just their product. So I'm here to show you and talk about what these systems look like, why you want to get away from jumping to this conclusion too quickly. And I want to work out where inside your business the root cause is. And once we analyze this, diagnose this, and fix this, these symptoms will take care of itself. So if we find the root cause, the symptom of your business not making money, not having clients, and not growing will fix itself. So basically, that's my little segue to say, don't just fall for what these gurus are telling you. If it was just mindset, if it was just inner child, if it was just abundance blocks, they wouldn't be needing to use Facebook ads, marketing, sales teams, KPIs to sell you their program. Hopefully you see my point there. So let's digress. So let's look at this. So let's start with the symptom first, no money and no clients, and let's work backwards to make sure you've got all of these departments inside of your business covered. So if we've got no money, no clients, firstly, we've got to look at, okay, are you doing strategy calls? Do you know how to do a proper strategy call? Do you know how to handle objections? Do you have a proposal set up that if someone says, I want to think about it, I've got to ask my husband or my wife, are you sending them a proposal? Now, I'm not going to dive too deep into how to do these things. We actually teach all these things in our 100K coaching program, but I just want to show you by taking one step back, it's got nothing to do with mindset, inner child, or abundance blocks. If you're not making money because you're not doing strategy calls, that becomes a root cause problem you need to solve. You have to learn how to do strategy calls. You have to learn how to do sales calls, handle objections, and work on your proposals as well. Also, if you are getting strategy calls booked in, are you surveying all your clients? And if you are surveying all your clients, do you know what to look for? Do you know how to look for red flags? There is no point doing a strategy call with the wrong person, even if they book the strategy call and fill out the survey. You have to know how to analyze the survey to look for red flags that would lead into someone at the end of the strategy call saying no anyway. So that's why you wouldn't want to waste your time on that call. So again, we're backtracking past the symptom. Another root cause is, are you pricing your services correctly? Are you just running the old traditional model where you're selling sessions, selling hours, selling workbooks and programs, or are you selling based on results? And can you talk your clients through the byproduct results that they'll get from working with you? Do you know how to present this price in such a way where even if your prices are 10 times, 20 times, 50 times higher than the competition, and even if your clients know that you have competition that is cheaper than you, how can you put yourself in such a position where they still choose you? That's part of the pricing system as well. So you can see just from one little move backwards, we've already uncovered what could be 3 root causes. And these are all stuff you have to learn how to do. But let's keep going backwards even further. What about the marketing itself? Are you marketing on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram? Do you know how to use Facebook properly, YouTube properly, LinkedIn properly, Instagram properly? It's not just a case of throwing up random content and hoping people follow it. There is a specific system. Also as well, what type of marketing are you doing? Now, we talk about something in a 100K coaching program called symptom marketing, okay? In comparison to what 99% of the other therapists and coaches will market, they'll talk about hypnosis and NLP. They'll talk about inner child. They'll talk about abundance. They'll talk about root cause issues. They'll talk about their journey. They'll talk about themselves. And these are all things that your clients don't care about. So you have to learn what is called symptom marketing. You have to know how to use YouTube. YouTube is its own system. LinkedIn is its own system. It has its own set of rules. Instagram's the same. Facebook's the same. Twitter's the same. TikTok's the same. These are all individual systems that you have to master. What about if you're doing organic outreach, or are you doing organic outreach? Are you starting conversations per day with potential clients? Or are you under the assumption that as long as you're qualified, clients will come kicking down your door? There's really 2 ways to run a therapy or coaching business, guys. You can get qualified and then wait for people to come and find you, like sit in your office and just wait because you're qualified, even though no one knows you're qualified or really cares, but you're waiting for clients to come and find you. Or you're going to do the opposite, where you're going to go looking for your potential clients and starting conversation. The golden rule is simple. The more conversations you have with potential clients, the more money you're going to make. But most people just sit and wait. We do the opposite. So that's part of a system as well. If you are doing organic outreach, do you know how to analyze the message? Do you know how to track how good your message is? Like if I send out 100 messages, I got 80 responses and 40 said yes, 20 said no, 20 said maybe or later, I'll get back to you later. These are all analytics that you have to look at. So organic outreach is a system in itself, and you have to know how to refine your message to get better responses. What about asymmetry? Now, asymmetry is a huge thing, and really what it is, it's a fancy name to say, do you know where the biggest clusters of your clients are? Sure, we definitely want to be using all social media. But what I also want to do over time is, as I start making money, as I start getting clients, I want to make sure that I can put 80% of my time in the right places, and only 20% of my time maybe in the wrong places. But what do most people do? Sure, they'll throw up a lot of content across social media, which is always the first place to start, but they never go in and look at the system and find out, okay, over the last 30 days, 50% of my clients came from YouTube, 20% came from Facebook, and so on and so forth. That would tell me that YouTube is my asymmetry. So what this basically means, it's a roundabout way of saying doing less work but making more money. I would rather market less and put that marketing in the right places than market more and put it in a mixture of right and wrong. Hopefully that makes sense. So are you tracking asymmetry? Do you actually know how to do it? Do you know how to look at your data and your analytics? Also your schedule, your 80-20 rule. Where are you spending the majority of your day? We know as coaches and therapists, or even just entrepreneurs, we are limited by how much time we can spend in our business each day. So where are you spending the majority of your time? As a matter of fact, if you're spending far too long with clients, you're going to run out of time to do all the things that actually grow the business, which is the marketing. What it really comes down to is this, guys. A lot of people tell me, Scott, I don't want to be a full-time marketer. I don't want to be a full-time salesperson. I just want to work with clients. I just want to do the therapy. But in order to get the clients, guys, you have to do the marketing. You have to do the sales. They're not individual things. They all work together. If you want more clients to make more money, you're going to have to do more marketing. But again, we're only limited by time. So what we recommend and teach all of our students is you want to be spending 80%, that's right, 80% of your time marketing and growing the business so you can get constant growth, and only 20% of your time with clients, which means that your prices have to be higher to take care of the less time with clients. You have to be finding the right clients versus just any sort of client. Again, this one thing alone has systems inside of systems inside of systems. Like I said, there are over 62 of these systems altogether. And these are just really the overview. These are the top level system. We can dive right in, which we're going to do. I'll dive deep into one of these systems and show you how this is all made up. But again, you can see how complex this is getting. It's not about mindset, inner child, and abundance. If you don't have just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these top level systems, this is the reason you're not making money. You could say all day long, it's mindset's got its inner child. But if you don't have these things, this is the reason, not all that other stuff that we assume. But let's go even further. So before that, do you know how to price your services properly? And isn't it funny that that shows up at the sales call as well, but it also shows up towards the start of setting up your business. You have to know how to price your services correctly, not just based on what your clients are willing to pay, but what your business requires to stay active. You as a therapist or a coach have living expenses, you have business expenses, you have, paying for school fees and taxes and mortgages and bills. You have to be able to make sure that you're bringing in enough money so your business can stay alive. Your business can stay active. If your business doesn't stay active because of the income coming in, it means you have to go get a job, which takes more time out of the 80-20 rule for the job. Now you're going to have a couple of hours per week to work on the client. But if you're not making enough money, you won't be able to substitute the job. See how that works together. So we've got to be pricing on results and based on what your expenses are as well. Next, a massive one, differentiation of offer. Look around the market now, guys, and you'll probably agree that there are more people becoming therapists, coaches, NLPers, hypnotherapists every single day. So what does this mean? Competition. Now you can be naive enough, and I used to be like this, to think I don't have competition. But even in my coaching company, I have competition and I'm very aware of these things. So what this basically means that, guys, let's say you got certified with 100 other people. You now have 100 other bits of competition. These are people that are going to compete with you. So if you do the same marketing as them, have the same prices, the same offer, the same website, the same everything as them, it basically gives your potential clients a choice. And then all that happens is now there's a war on price. And I see this is the biggest issue in the industry. Therapists and coaches just undercutting each other. Now, I talk about this a lot because it really makes my point here. I saw a Facebook ad of someone giving away hypnosis sessions for $27. How are you going to survive off that? There's no way that your business can stay active off of $27 per client. So what does that mean? How do you compete with that? Because they've got the same offer service as you, same sort of marketing. The only way to compete with that is to offer it for 26. Next person comes and does 25. Next person, 24, 23, 22, 21. All of a sudden, hypnosis sessions are going on for like $5 per client. That's literally the state of the market. And this is reality. So if you think you don't have competition, think again. And if your marketing and your offer, your service, your price, and everything you do is identical to even one more person, now you've given your potential clients a choice. And the only choice your clients are going to make is if you're cheaper than them, because that's just what people do. Okay, so differentiation is huge. Then you have to be able to put your differentiation of offer, your price, your service, your niche, everything into your I help statement. Your I help statement is essentially just your marketing message. But clients have to know what you do. And this has to be placed on across all your social media platforms. If clients don't understand what you do, what your service is, how you work with them, and what their outcome could be by working with you, they have no reason to work with you. Okay, but again, let's go back even further. What about your niche? Now, a lot of people will skip this point because they'll say, Scott, I don't want a niche. I'll just work with everybody. Well, if that's the case, enjoy spending the rest of your career fighting with every other therapist or coach. That really is just a red ocean. Niching is not only crucial, You have to. There's no way around it. You have to niche. Every business that is successful, every business, company, or entrepreneur on the face of this earth has a niche. Now, some big conglomerates and companies, you might not be able to see their niche because they've stretched their niche, and that'll happen over time as you evolve as well. But they all had to start somewhere. But you have to make sure you do proper niche research. But again, not your fault. A lot of gurus will just tell you, follow your passion. Or they'll say your niche is hypnosis, or your niche is coaching, or your niche is helping people with their inner child. These are all things that are not niches. These are all things that your clients aren't thinking about or experiencing. Remember, they're experiencing symptoms, not root cause. So you have to do thorough niche research. So how do you do this? Well, you have to look for symptom niches. We know clients experience symptoms, not root cause. So if your niche is, I help people with inner child issues, who speaks like that except for other therapists and other coaches? The average general public who may have this as a real root cause, and you won't know this until you investigate the problem with them when they're sitting in front of you. But on the surface level, they're experiencing symptoms. They don't know inner child. They don't know past trauma. They're not using the words unconscious mind or therapy. They're not using these things. Your client is sitting up at nighttime, stressed out, anxious, pissed off with the world. Maybe you're looking at her husband thinking, I need to get out of this narcissistic relationship. They're not sitting there thinking, wow, I need my inner child healed, because they don't think like this. They're not educated like this, just like you weren't before you got certified. And if someone is talking this way, it's either because they are a therapist or they're about to become one. They're interested in the therapy side. But the average general public, which is probably 90% of the public that you work with, do not speak like this. There's a difference between doing niche research on a root cause compared to niche research and a symptom. Only one of those things is going to bring in money, and it's the symptom niche. So from here, you also have to look at asymmetry research. Is there enough people or a big enough cluster of people inside this niche to keep you profitable? There's no point having a business that's profitable for 2 months. Then you've got to change the niche. Then another 2 months, change the niche, up and down, ebbs and flows in your income. So looking at real logistical data by doing thorough niche research to make sure the niche is going to be profitable. There is no point, even based on how passionate you are about working with a specific type of client. If there's no money in it, you won't make money. I don't care how passionate you are or how hard you push. You could even have the best marketers in the world who create all the best marketing, the funnels, run ads for you, do all of this incredible stuff. But if your niche isn't real, this niche is not willing to spend the money, and they don't exist online. If you're running an online business, it is impossible to make money. So doing thorough niche research, looking at the data, symptom research, asymmetry research, and then the last thing is the qualification. But isn't it funny if we backtrack, and these are just the high level views, we're going to dive deep into the system, inside the system, we'll get quite meta at that point. But isn't it interesting that a lot of us will, if we skip to the front again, we say, I'm not making money, I don't have clients. It must be abundance blocks. It must be mindset. It must mean that I need to get another qualification. But I'm here to tell you that's not the case. Do you have all of these things? If we dive deep into just one of these systems, inside it, there's probably another 10 or 15 systems that make this high level system work. Like I said, inside of this, there are roughly 62 plus systems that we teach our therapy and coaching students who run 100K coaching programs to set up. And these are the very basic systems. If you don't have these things set up, you can be naive enough to think it's mindset, inner child abundance work all day long. And sure, you might make yourself feel better and you can mindset yourself all day long. But if you don't have these things set up, you still won't have a business. So let me show you, instead of just talking about it, let's dive deep into 2 of these high level systems and show you what's underneath. Let's take a peek behind the curtain. So let's look at picking your niche. Let's see, how do we actually pick the niche? What goes on behind the scenes? What are the systems for the system for the system? So picking the niche, we have to understand the difference between symptom hunting versus root cause hunting. We also can do something called market interviews. And as a matter of fact, our market interviews, we actually give our students 14 very specific and crucial questions, which answer every question that you have about your niche. It's profitability, how many people are in it, where these people are, what they've tried in the past, your differentiation. These market interviews are crucial. And we align that up with the type of keyword and symptom hunting that we do in various places on social media. And we can cluster together and get a really good understanding of the niche itself before we even think about marketing. and also analyzing the data. It's all well and good to be able to collect a lot of this data. Like Scott, people will tell me, Scott, I've done all the niche research, but I'm still confused on the niche. It means that you don't know how to analyze the data. You don't know how to take your emotions out of it and your passion out of it and see what's really going on in the market. So you see, from one surface level, we're deeper, we're getting meta and meta and meta. There's a lot of moving parts here. So for that as well, then we look at your offer. We have to reverse engineer your offer. I mentioned this before. There's no point creating an offer that's different than that's the same as everybody else. So how do you have differentiation? Short-term differentiation, long-term differentiation. This is something you have to put into place as well. Plus also your MOS. Like I mentioned before with the 80-20. You have to spend 80% of your time on the marketing, and only 20% of our time allows us to work with clients. So we introduced something called MOS, minimum optimum service. What's the least amount of effort you can put in with a client, or the least amount of time to have the biggest results? Everyone thinks that, okay, Scott, I get it. I've got to raise my prices. I'm going to give my clients more time, more hours, more sessions, more workbooks, more. Whereas a matter of fact, all you do is bloat your session. And the longer you spend with clients, the more we have to distribute that cost or the money that they give you over longer periods of time. So sure, if someone pays you $2,500, but your coaching package is 6 months long, we now have to split up $2,500 over 6 months. Now you're paying yourself a couple of dollars per day. Not worth it. We've got to realize that we're in a place where clients are time poor. Clients are lazy. Clients have a high likelihood of dropping off and not giving you a testimonial, not completing their sessions with you the longer it takes. So you should also be aiming, or always be aiming, for the least amount of time with clients to make more money. Short amount of time for your packages and services and sessions, whatever you want to call them. Now I only have to distribute that $2,500 over 30 days compared to 6 months. I'm going to pay myself more here. And the less I spend with clients, the more time I have to do the marketing, the 80%. So from there, we also have to look at pricing on future value. So what a lot of people do is they'll price just on the immediate result, like stop smoking. That's the immediate result. But what a lot of people don't realize, or therapists and coaches, is there's always going to be byproduct results as to quitting smoking or overcoming anxiety or losing weight. And you have to realize, as a therapist or coach, you should be charging for those things. And you want to be able to educate your clients in such a way where you can talk to them about the future value of working with you, why your prices are so expensive, what it's going to be like in the future having overcome this problem, what life will be like if they don't overcome this problem, how much money, time, and energy and emotions are they spending on keeping the problem. This is all part of the presentation. You actually should be doing this at the strategy call level. We actually give our students something called a future value deck, where I've created a 21 page educational tool that they take their clients through this presentation that highlights every moving part of what they do, why they're different, their price, future value, long-term value, all this sort of stuff. So at the end of the presentation, the strategy call, when their prices are $2,500, $5,000, and even if that potential client knows they could go somewhere else for $50, they still book in this person. They still book in our student because they've educated them in the right way. That's a system inside of a system inside of a system. See how meta this level gets, guys? And also from the niche, we don't just pick the niche. Sure, we can do all the research, we do the market interviews, do the data analysis, the reverse engineering, the MOS pricing on future value. But you also have to give it a 30 to 60 day test, because we've got to see how much money can you make in that 30 to 60 days, because this will allow us to forecast what the success of your business is going to be like 6 months from now, 12 months from now. And sometimes if we don't make enough money at the 30 to 60 day test, we go back to the niche analyzation, we move a couple of parts, we iterate your message and what you do in your niche just slightly, and you go from 1 month making $10,000 to the next month making $30,000 from the same amount of work, the same amount of effort, but from one slight tweak. This is why understanding systems is so key. What a lot of people do is this, however, let me give you the contrast again. They'll do 30 to 60 days. They don't even realize why they're doing so much work. They make $10,000 and they'll think, okay, I didn't make enough. I want to make $20,000. Let's just start the whole thing again. No, you don't want to touch what's working. You just want to fix and tweak the things that aren't working. But if you can't even see what is working compared to what is not working, or understand systems as this is the organism running your business, you will end up fucking up the whole thing. You have a higher chance of screwing things up if you touch the wrong things than trying to increase the likelihood of making money. This is another system. On top of that, we also have to be doing strategy calls. It's always interesting when people say, Scott, I'm not making any money. I'm not getting any clients. And I'll say, okay, how many strategy calls have you done? And they say, well, none. Okay, how much marketing have you done? Oh, none. That's why you're not making money. You're not just making money just because you're qualified. People aren't going to come kicking down your door. So you've got to look at this, guys, from a very obvious place. Don't just assume it's the mindset, it's the bun. It has nothing to do with that stuff. Is just ridiculous. Like I said, the people selling you those courses have done these very things I'm talking about now, are doing this system. They have sales, they have marketing, they know how to use YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, they have strategy calls, they have KPIs, they have sales team, they've done the market research, they have virtual assistants, they do all of the things, the 62 system we teach all our students to do. But sure, they'll sell you a course that says it's just mindset. And overall, guys, we have to know from looking at what you've done in the business and the way the business is set up and all the systems, what's the money you're earning and where is your asymmetry? How can we take the effort and actions you've taken in, let's say 30 days to make $10,000? How can we duplicate that or replicate that to either make $10,000 again? Or how can we sort of take an asymmetrical look at your business, take a couple of these little things out so you don't have to do as much work, but we can double your income. This gives us a lot of flexibility when you have systems thinking and see your business as a lens, not just some childhood trauma that's stopping you from making money, which is never the case. 100% of the time, it's always the system. So that's just picking your niche. Look at how much goes into that. And we could get really meta and dive deep in just the symptom hunting versus the root cause. To give you an example, we teach our students about 6 hours of content just on this stuff here. 6 hours of content. That's how meta this stuff gets. Picking a niche is not just following your passion. Picking a niche is not to go to another therapist or a coach that says they can help you find your niche for you. How the hell would they know? They're just guessing, probably just like you. You have to do the proper resource, use a proper resource and the proper systems to be able to figure this out. But let's look at YouTube. YouTube is one part of the marketing, okay? But let's see what goes into creating the systems to make a profitable YouTube channel, YouTube being a free way to get clients. So YouTube is a marketing system on top of Instagram. Instagram works different than YouTube. LinkedIn works different than YouTube and Instagram. Facebook works different than all of them. You have to master these things. If you're not getting clients, it's because you don't know how to use these things. It's not just about throwing up content. It's systemized. There is a specific set of rules that we got to follow. YouTube's rules sound like this. We've got to make sure your channel's set up. Most people don't even know how to set up their channel properly. And just the channel setup is the difference between people seeing your content or not seeing your content. Also, a lot of people don't realize that you can actually monetize your channel. Now, that's more about passive income. I won't get into that today, but YouTube can provide us with a lot of good passive income. And we also have to know our upload schedule. Everyone just thinks I'll randomly throw up videos at random time. No, looking at YouTube analytics and data, which is a part of this system, will actually tell you when the best time is to upload your videos, but that's a further down the line thing. But let's have a look. People think, well, I'm just going to create YouTube videos based on what I'm interested in. Here's the one thing. Anytime you're basing your business off what you want or what you enjoy or what you're passionate about, means that you're basically saying everybody else should be passionate about this as well. Every video just like this is based off keyword research. And this alone is a big system in itself. On top of that, you've got to understand that YouTube has an entertainment and a niche algorithm. So there's a certain type of video that will go viral compared to another type of video, but only one of those videos will actually book in strategy calls while the other type of video will actually grow your channel. So you've got to juggle both at the same time. Next is understanding, like, how do I create the video? What's the structure? Do I have a script? These are all things, again, we teach our students to do, because there's a specific time in the video where you say a certain word, when you don't say a certain word, when you give a call to action, when you have this cut and this thing here and this thing and this thing. That's all part of the structure. There are actually 4 structures or 4 frameworks that you need to follow in every YouTube video. And as a matter of fact, I actually did it on this YouTube video. But again, if you don't know what to look for, it's going to be invisible too. But again, this is the difference between you throwing up a video and it not booking any clients, or throwing up a video that's been booking you clients for the last 3 to 4 years. And I have hundreds of those videos that are still booking me in calls as of today, all based on just the video, the structure, and the script that I use. Also, on top of that, we've got to make sure that each video has tags. We've got 500 characters to play with. We also have to have not only the right tags for each video, but the right description, the right keywords, the right call to action, the thumbnails. We also have to make sure we've got the right title. This comes from the keyword research. Again, very meta. We're diving deep into this. Then on top of that, once you start creating videos, you need to learn how to track your data, which is asymmetry again. Also looking at YouTube analytics and YouTube tracking. Where are the biggest parts of your audience? What's the best schedule? What videos are doing better than others? How can you replicate past videos that have done okay and make them better? Or how can you replicate videos that have done incredible, duplicate the results, and double your income? Again, this is all part of the analytics and tracking. And lastly, you have to know, how do you promote a YouTube video on Facebook, and a YouTube video on Instagram, a YouTube video on LinkedIn, and a YouTube video inside your own YouTube channel? There's a lot of things that people don't know. But guys, this is the system. And then we track all this for asymmetry. So my big point for this video, guys, is really the first point that I made. If you're looking at your business right now, you're not making money, you don't have clients, do not assume that it's mindset. Do not assume it's inner child. Do not assume that you need to go do another mindset course. I'm here to tell you guys, if you're qualified as a therapist or a coach, you know the same things that everybody else teaching mindset and inner child healing and abundance block courses as you do. They have learned the same things you do. Take a back step when looking at all the content around the abundance blocks. It's the same thing being taught over, and you already know it. It's been repeated over and over and over and over again, but everyone makes it seem so more complicated than it does. So my biggest point here, guys, look at systems. Systems are trackable, they're reliable, and they're predictable. Again, if you don't know what to do each day to get a client, you don't have a business. If you're assuming that the reason you're not making money, you ignore that you don't have any systems, and you're one of those people that says, well, I'm not making money. It can't be the sales. It can't be the marketing. That stuff doesn't matter. That's the stuff that only matters. So guys, if you're looking at your business right now, not making money, not getting clients, and you're stuck for what to do, don't make the wrong assumptions. The assumption you make based on the symptom, which is the I'm not making money, the assumption you make based on the symptom is only going to camouflage that root cause. Go looking for the root cause. Start with I'm not making money and not getting clients, and work back through your system. If you have no system set up, no marketing, no sales, you have no idea how to use social media, and it's all just a guess, that is the root cause, not something that you fantasize is going on in your head, not something that some theory, some other guru has sold you, even though they're using the same systems I'm talking about today to sell their course to you. Look at this logically. So guys, hopefully that makes sense. There's a fair bit that went into this. Like I said, this is what counts when it comes to business, guys. So like always, if you've got any questions, please leave your comments below or reach out to me personally. Make sure you connect with me on Facebook, guys. Just look for the guy with the glasses, Scott Jansen. You should know who I am now. Please send me a friend request. That way you can stay in touch with me as well. Always happy to answer questions, guys. So hopefully you enjoy this. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.